You gave it your all. You stayed up late. You sacrificed sleep. You pushed through the doubt, the exhaustion, the fear, and still, it didn't work. The deal fell through. The business didn't take off. You missed the opportunity. You failed the exam. You got rejected again. And now, you're staring at the wall, wondering, was it all for nothing? But here's the truth that most people will never tell you. Failure isn't a sign to stop. It's a signal to shift, to grow, to rise. And when you learn to reframe it, to view failure not as the end, but as feedback, you unlock the single most important mindset that separates the average from the unstoppable. 1. The failure lie you were taught. From a young age, we're taught one dangerous belief: that failure is shameful, that if we fall short, we're not good enough. And so we grow up avoiding risk, avoiding discomfort, avoiding anything where we might not succeed on the first try. But let me ask you, who ever did something extraordinary without failing first? Every champion has scars. Every innovator has losses. Every millionaire has stories of things that went horribly wrong. What makes them different isn't that they never failed. It's that they learned how to fail forward. They stopped seeing failure as a verdict and started seeing it as a bridge. 2. The one shift that turns failure into power. Here it is, the mindset shift that changes everything. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's the path to it. Read that again. Failure is the path, the training ground, the gym where your mental toughness is built. When you stop fearing failure, you stop fearing growth. And when you stop fearing growth, you start to unlock your potential at a level most people never reach. Because here's the truth: success is simply the result of persistence through failure. 3. Failure is your feedback loop. Let's get real. Every failure holds valuable feedback, but only if you're willing to extract it. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" start asking, "What can I learn from this? What part of this is within my control? What will I do differently next time?" Each failure becomes a lesson, a strategy, a data point. And over time, those data points become wisdom. You grow more from your worst day than from your best one. You grow in the pain, in the reflection, in the adjustment. And that's the growth most people never experience because they quit too soon. 4. How to reframe failure immediately. So how do you turn failure into fuel? Here's the process. Detach your self-worth from the outcome. Just because something failed doesn't mean you are a failure. You're a work in progress. And progress isn't always pretty. Document what happened. Write it down. The emotions, the facts, the outcome. Clarity kills shame. You can't grow from what you ignore. Extract the lesson. What would you do differently? What blind spots were revealed? Every stumble is a mirror. Build from the rubble. Use what broke down as bricks. Let it form the foundation for your comeback. Normalize the process. You didn't lose. You just found one way that didn't work. And that means you're closer to what does. This is how you start to build a mindset of resilience, not avoidance. 5. Why most people never figure this out. Most people never discover this shift because they're so attached to being right, to looking successful, to avoiding pain, that they never give themselves permission to evolve. They fall once and they create a narrative. I guess I'm not cut out for this. I knew this wouldn't work. I don't have what it takes. But the truth? The people you admire didn't win because they avoided failure. They won because they got back up one more time than they fell. 6. This is your moment to shift. So maybe today you're in the middle of something that feels like it's falling apart. Maybe you've been knocked down more times than you can count. Maybe you're starting to believe the lies your failures have been whispering. But this is the moment everything can change. Not because things magically get easier, but because you get stronger. You make a decision that you won't quit on yourself, that you'll rise from this with more wisdom, more grit, more fire. You stop asking for a smooth road. and start building legs strong enough to walk any path. Closing affirmations, speak this into your future. Say this with me: I am not my failures. I am my fight. I learn from every setback. I grow through what I go through. Failure fuels me. I am unstoppable. You don't need a perfect record. You need relentless effort. You need courage to fall and faith to rise. This is your comeback era. This is your reinvention. This is how the next chapter of your life gets written. Not in fear, but in fire.